Well, Choose Your Partner Carefully program with Allen County Children's Services. We're going to learn more about that and why it's so important for people to take advantage of it. With me today, Executive Director of Allen County Children's Services, Sarah Newland. Thanks for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
You know, this might seem like, kind of basic, but it is so important, and we do have statistics that show that it does happen that their partners, whether male or female, it can become deadly for kids, right? So let's talk about that. Why does this seem to be happening with this violence?
Well, we have offered the Choose Your Partner Carefully class at Allen County Children's Services for over a decade. And even though it's always, it's been offered, always offered, there's still a need to offer it because we continue to see children who are victimized by abuse and neglect at the hands of, it could be a parent, but a lot of times it is that parent's significant other. So we are doing all we can to encourage prevention.
Mm-hmm. We've had cases in Allen County, unfortunately, where that partner has abused a child, and sometimes the parent doesn't know it, and sometimes they don't know what to look for, right? I mean, I assume you cover a lot of these things in the class.
We have, and we get calls all the time, with concerns, and we can respond to those and hopefully then intervene before something happens. But the earlier we can, educate that parent and make sure they're making good choices, hopefully the better result, and we can prevent, something bad happening.
Mm-hmm. You hate to think bad of a person, especially if it's someone that, you like or love, right, and you're in a relationship with. But unfortunately, things do happen, and you don't know what to do maybe sometimes. Is that part of the problem?
Right. So part of the class is to help that parent educate themselves. So really knowing that partner before they introduce them to their children. And hopefully, there's some basics you can do. There's, background checks and information on, do they have access to their own children? And do they have history with a children's services agency? Just basic education to really understand who you're allowing your children to be around, especially if you're going to use them for childcare. So those are some basics of the class. And then also we offer a lot of access to community resources. So if you are a victim of domestic violence, or you've seen this individual not do nice things around kids, what are those community agencies that can help with domestic violence and intervention? Are you struggling with finding appropriate childcare? So there's just a lot of things that hopefully we can educate parents on if they take this class.
I can see where they would want to use childcare. It's so expensive, and if you have that person that you're like, okay, I can trust them with the kids. But you got to do homework, right?
Right. It can be hard being, a single parent with children, trying to do it all. But there's nothing more important than parenting than protecting your child. So, making sure you're doing your due diligence on who you allow your children to be around. It could be your significant other, but it could also be a neighbor or a friend or someone you think you can trust. What do you really know about them? So that's really part of the program. And then also, if you do need to find the right people to care for your kids, where can you go?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it sounds like this program is just really helpful, some key basics that kind of like it'd be helpful almost to every single parent who's struggling with getting everything done.
It is. And what we find in the class is a lot of times the parents do have a lot in common. Maybe they themselves as children were victims of abuse. So making those good choices, may seem simple to some of us, but not to everyone. And also just, knowing that maybe you don't have the best support to rely on, but where could you find positive people to be around and that you can trust your kids with?
Okay, so we've been talking about the program and what you can learn. When do you offer it?
We offer the class every month. First Thursday of the month. It's a 6-hour class, so it starts from 9 to 4. There's an hour lunch break. And a lot of the parents that are in the class are because they are involved with our agency. But we really want others to come too. So it's not just, you don't have to have an open case with Children's Services. You can come if you just feel like you need education, or maybe somebody out there knows someone who's like, hey, you would really benefit from this. It's a private class. It's not, we have to register, so it's not like, if you're worried about your confidentiality or privacy, it is private at our agency, but we really want to get the word out that this class exists for a reason, and if we can continue, to protect children by taking this class, it's worth it.
Yeah, definitely is. There's the information on your screen, Choose Your Partner program. Thanks for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, don't go away. New Edition continues in a moment.